Can you hear me okay?
Yes, look, my mother wants to log in on the stage when she should just be on YouTube. You see, look, let me tell her about herself.
Yeah.
Mommy, you are supposed to just be watching it from your TV. You're not supposed to be on the guest panel, my love.
Well, then knock me out. I don't know how to do it. Just stand up here.
Just go to YouTube and go to my channel, and then you can watch it from there. Okay?
Bye.
See you later, Ma. Look at your aunt. She done
Hi,
jumped.
Auntie.
Yeah, she looks
We'll
good
get,
today. She looks like a different person today.
oh my, you are live for me and the people. Hi, Ma. Let's get rid of mommy. Okay, we are back. Now, I hope that we are in full effect. Okay, we have two people. I know, right? We laughing too. We are laughing too because I'm gonna tell you. Blame
Turn
Pep.
this down.
If you read the book, then you know how she act. That's me. Come on, Pepsi. Get with the program.
Because Pep is
Okay.
always the late one. But go ahead.
We have only one person in the view now. We were doing pretty good before. Hopefully, we're gonna wait a few more minutes and try to get this show started. If you guys are ready to start with just who we have, then it is fine with me. Everybody, please jump in the chat and just acknowledge that you can hear us and that you are ready to start, and we will go from there. I don't even. So we're gonna start this over. Yeah, look, we starting from scratch. Okay. Hello, everyone. Again, look, two times around. Sometimes they say that's the norm. I just want to welcome K. Marie to Trench Talk Live 25. I am Pepper, and that is my co-host. She said,
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
and we are here today to talk about mental health and a lot of great other topics that women need to discuss. Sometimes they are afraid to discuss. Kay Marie and I, if you didn't hear before, um, we met via social media and we just started talking. And I love what she does. I don't know if you heard before, but she has a fantastic um, sisterhood that she does on Sundays. So I'm going to give her the mic and let her tell you one more time, just in case you missed it before, because it's definitely something that needs to be looked at. And the floor is yours, Kay Marie.
I appreciate that. So, yes, hey everybody, my name is Kay Marie. On the other platform on TT, it's Life with Me, Kay Marie. I consider myself to be a millennial mom, mental health advocate, and all around magical black girl. Sisterhood Sunday is actually I go live on Sundays, and it is a space exclusively for Black women to talk about the things that are important to us, really build up those bonds of sisterhood, and really just have a good time with each other. You know, we don't have enough spaces that are exclusively for us where we can be just completely honest and hold a level of respect and love and admiration and encouragement for each other. So I saw the need and I'm like, I can't be the only one that's looking for community. So let's go ahead and use what we got to build one.
Yes, and I am all for it because I just think that we as sisters, we need to stick together. Um it's so much, like I don't even want to dig into me with that. We're gonna have to come back and talk about this again. But when I walk past somebody, I don't mind saying, "Ooh, you look pretty, you look nice, sis. Ooh, go ahead, you giving." A lot of women don't want to do that. I don't understand why, but I'm gonna give them flowers if the flowers is due.
Right. If
Because
you see something, they
I'm
wearing something nice, I'm going to tell you.
yeah,
Ooh,
I'm
that's
confident
cute.
within myself to
Mm-hmm.
compliment another woman. You know what I mean? So, but
Mm.
we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna ask you the question again. What made you come on to Trench Talk Live 125?
Yes. So after connecting with you on, social media, I'm really big on building community. And so I looked at your page and what you're about. And I really loved and admired the fact that you're willing to put yourself out there, as an author, as a speaker, as a Black woman, just sharing your story of trials and triumphs, and really just using your life as an inspiration to others. And I think that, seeing someone be able to turn things around or steer things in a different direction, we need more of that, to see that, no matter where you're at right now, that doesn't have to be where your story ends. So I love it. I support it. I'm like, hey, I'm here for it.
I'm a walking testimony. I'm gonna write a song about that. Somebody
Yeah.
probably already has the song, but look, yeah, I'm definitely a walking testimony. And that one right there across
Viola.
contest to that. She won too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but the floor is yours, Pepsi. Do you have a question you want to ask K
How
Marie?
would you describe your journey as a Black woman so
Ooh.
far?
My journey as a Black woman, it's been interesting. I've been on this earth for almost 40 years, and I've had a lot of different lives in that time. Some I'm not so proud of, some I am, but either
I
way,
think we
like
all have that.
right, it's been a journey of learning. I will say growth. It's just tremendous growth in so many ways, and being able to look back on the different lives that I've lived, if you will, and say, I respect every single moment of my life. I appreciate every single moment, even the ones that were not so shiny, not so great, not so, admirable. I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. And I love me
That's
today. I
right.
love me so much. I wouldn't change it.
Mhm.
So my journey's
You
been
always
amazing,
learn.
I say.
Amen.
You can always
I,
learn from all your past problems.
Absolutely.
that's right. I asked you this question before, but we're going to touch bases on it. Why do you think that that mental health is like a stigma or a taboo within the melanated community? You're gonna hear me saying melanated because that's a word that I like to use. The stigmatism of Black. I mean, it is what it is, but I like melanated because
Gotcha.
we're rich within. So
Absolutely.
you're gonna hear me saying melanated, and that's why I refer to women of color. You know what I mean? And I know my sister Tosh in here too, and she's a vanilla child. She's a Tina Marie, but she's one of okay, here in here. So but yes, why do you think mental health is such a stigma? It's such a stigma.
Yeah. It's my view that it is such a stigma because it is ingrained in us to be, as Americans, right? As Black Americans, as melanated Americans, we were not brought here on our own will. And so there have been complete systems that have been created from the beginning and perpetuated throughout this time that are meant solely to keep us down, that are meant to continue to push a specific mindset on us and prevent us from even, there was plenty of time that we were prevented from even having mental health care. And, even in the healthcare industry now, we still see that there are such discrepancies in how, melanated people are treated versus everyone else. There are so much misdiagnoses that happens because we are melanated. And so it becomes difficult to come forth because there's this mindset that, mental health is for rich people. Mental health is for, unmelanated people. That's who can worry about that. We don't have time to worry about that because we're trying to survive.
Yes, definitely.
There's a lot with that one. So.
Okay, Pepsi, the floor is yours.
What mental health struggles do you see mostly in a lot of black women today?
Yeah, so Black women in particular, what I see a lot of is depression and anxiety. And that's high functioning depression and anxiety. I got to make that clear because it looks different for us a lot of times than it does, for other people. We get depressed, and we're not typically holed up in a room. We don't have time for that. We have to survive. We have to continue doing what we need to do, but it shows up in the way that we care for ourselves or do not care for ourselves. It shows up in the way that we handle stress, and when we're in a society where, truth be told, a lot of times we have to be hyper vigilant to make sure that we're protecting our families. And, let's be real. Our kids go out. I have sons. Our kids go out, my sons go driving somewhere or whatever. we don't live in a very melanated place right now. I have to be worried. So when I send my son out in the street, I'm worried if he gonna come back,
Right.
and that's always there. And so it's hard not to have a level of anxiety or deal with a level of anxiety as a Black woman. And then when we live in a society that continuously tells us that we're not enough in all the subtle ways, it's hard not to deal with a level of depression and feel like we are beneath. And it's an internalized thing. And because mental health is still so taboo for our community, we don't get the help that we need. It's a silent battle. These are silent battles. So yeah, I mean, in my experience, professionally and just personally, that's what I see the most.
Yes, I want to touch what you said with your sons. When they go outside, you worry about them if they're gonna come home. But nowadays, everything that I see, we have to worry about our daughters as well. I mean, it's look, my daughter's 25, and it's like, if I could hold on to her forever, I would. But I know that I can. But I've gotten better. I have gotten a lot better because I've raised her to be smart. But I'm a mom, so I'm still gonna have that worry in me. But it's just something that is embedded in us, because we know that the fairness or the likelihood that they won't be treated the same is what bothers me. But my question that I have for you is like, what silent battles do you see Black women carry, like they don't want to talk about, like they go unseen because they may be too scared to even open up and talk about it.
Yeah. And you know what? This is actually something that we've touched on in many different ways in my Sisterhood Sunday lives is identity. So struggling with the formation of identity and feeling that we have control over our identity. Black women have been the nurturers, the caretakers, the ones to jump into action and do for everyone else. And so much so that we at times forget who we are. We don't have that time, that space, that opportunity to really say, no, this is what I want. This is what I want to do for me and who I want to be in this world. And so, I think that that's one that needs a lot light shed on it. We get to be what we want to be. We get to say no. We do not have to be the caretaker. I saw something that was like, it was some little like meme or whatever. And it was a little unmelanated kid. And it was like, the parent was telling him, if you ever get lost, find a Black woman, they'll help you. We don't want to be the help all the time. And
We sure don't.
We really, get this.
I'm about to touch on
Yeah,
that.
so,
Yeah, I'm about to touch on that. Tasha, if you can hear me, I'm not going to go in deep, but I'm going to touch on that topic. Oh, I don't even know if I want to touch on it. But who did your daughter come to find? Who did God send for your daughter? And I'm going to leave it like that. But go ahead, Pepsi. The floor is yours, I believe.
How has your mental health journey shaped the woman that you are today?
My mental health journey is the reason why I do what I do. So I am an associate licensed mental health counselor in the state of Washington. And so that is literally my day job. I provide therapy for folks. And I've had, many other jobs, but I always came back to my desire to help people in this way, specifically targeting, the underserved communities and advocating for the underserved communities, which is Black and brown communities. Let's just, call it what it is. And that passion came from the fact that when I was a teenager, I saw a counselor. I was dealing with some levels of depression. I'm not going to get too much into my story, but I had some things happen in my childhood that really had an effect on me. And so I was dealing with a lot of depression at that time. And I saw this counselor. And when I saw this woman, it was an unmelanated woman. And when I came in, the whole shift in her mood and how she spoke to me and how she was just so dismissive of everything that I was saying, and it just, I felt worse after leaving that session. I was like, I never want to go back. And I was like, I never want another Black girl to feel this way. I want to
Wow.
be that face that looks like them, you know, that is able to connect with them on a different level. And so, you know, that just kind of fueled all my passion. I've always had, you know, been involved in some level of advocacy for mental health since then.
Okay.
Okay, so the question is on me.
Yes.
What helped you doing? I guess you just answered that question. I was gonna ask you what helped you during your lowest point, when you were going through a lot. Like what did you do
Yeah.
to help you get like hard times? You better say God.
Yeah. For me, the biggest thing for me, there definite. You know, I will say I don't consider myself like a religious person, but I am absolutely a believer. And so for me, I'm all about the relationship. My relationship with God helped me, you know, not so much as church, but my relationship with God helped me absolutely, because it helped me to see what I was created to be. And helped me to recognize that there were certain spaces that I just wasn't meant to be in, and I couldn't keep myself there. And it helped me to really understand the contention that I felt within myself when I would be in these situations or be at these low points, you know, surrounded by folks and things that just didn't sit right. I'm trying to fit in there. I'm trying to do the thing. I'm trying to do it. And it's like, why is this not feeling right? Why is this not feeling okay? And so it definitely was, you know, my relationship with God has definitely been a big factor in pushing me into, you know, the woman that I am today, the woman that I wanted to be, for sure.
Okay, now, because I'm about to say, look, I'm about to pull this book out, girl. I'm about to pull this book. Elevation and salvation, baby. Can't but move without me. I'm just trying to tell you. But we have a question. Oh, good evening. Okay, I see you.
Right.
Relationship.
Okay.
What is all about? Okay, Tasha Trinity said relationship is what it's all about. And I guess that she's talking about the relationship with God, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't bust a move without him. You know what I'm saying? Like Pepsi used to be my right hand. She's on my left now because God is on the right.
That's right.
I don't bust a move without him. I'm trying
Yes.
to tell you. People think that,
Mm-mm.
that I'm different. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a whole different woman right now.
Yeah.
I'm just happy with who I am right now. And we're gonna move on to the next question.
Just be thankful. You know, I'm just thankful that I made it, you know, this
Yeah,
far. You know,
yeah.
God has brought us through a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Well,
whole nother, that's
they say
about three
that
more books.
Listen, I can
5
read
more
between
books.
the lines.
Look, let me
That's about three more books.
look. I'm coming out. This is a 5-part series. This book right here. You hear? Because I'm gonna tell you. Thank God that He had His hands on me in that one right there. I'm trying to tell you. Look, you ain't see me without seeing her. You ain't see her without seeing me.
That's right.
We're not going to, Pepsi, we're going to leave that alone right now.
We go.
We're
Yes,
going
we
to
go.
leave that.
Okay. What cycles were you determined to break?
Hi, Lola.
What cycle? Sorry, what was that one?
What cycles are you determined to break in your life or family?
Ooh,
Maybe.
yeah. Okay. Um, the cycle that I was determined to break. Um, that's a good one. For me, I think it was, to sum
I'll
it
say,
up, it was just this generational trauma that we have in my family, where it's, you know, you are paying for the sins of your mother and your mother's mother and your mother, you know. So if anything go wrong, or if something doesn't go straight according to this little box that they put you in, then it's like, oh, you done for. Your life is over. You can't accomplish anything. You can't achieve anything. Like, that's just, you just done. So to give a little bit more context, I had my oldest son, who is 20 at 18. I got married at 18. I had my son at 18. and everybody was like, oh, well, you're done, because there was this hope for me. I'm supposed to be this, you're not going to go to college. You're not going to, achieve anything. You're going to live. We from Chicago. So you kind of going to be just stuck in that. That's all. That's as far as you can go. And so for me, it was like, I don't care what y'all say. I'm going to do what I have planned to do. And I'm going to show my child that even if life takes a different turn, you still get to go, you still get to pursue your dreams. You do not have to stop because it doesn't look the way that other people say it should look.
That's right.
And I have two older boys, and so I took them to school. I had a lot of ups and downs and things. I divorced their dad. I was divorced by like 23, and so it was just like, I had to put college on hold for a little bit. But I only had a year left because I stayed through my pregnancy, through everything. I was like, this is what I said I want, and nothing's gonna stop that. You do not have to answer to names that aren't yours, so y'all can call me what you want. But at the end of the day, I know who I am and I know what I want.
Right.
So
right. Yeah,
right.
That curse.
Yeah, and you know what? That's I don't stand on that. And I'm gonna say this from experience. My baby sister, she I love her dearly. She's really mine. My mother just held her in the stomach, but she belonged to me anyway. But my baby sister walked with a master's. She had a baby young. She's master psychology. So I think that it comes from a lot of the support you have. And sometimes when you don't have support and people are determined to get out of that cycle, or they see ahead of them that is something that is not good, that's not going to happen to me. So they gear down and they pursue what they want. So I think it's up to the individual and so much of the support that they have, like the family support. But I have seen girls that I went to school with, they didn't have no support, but they graduated and now they nursing. So, I think is you can achieve it if you want. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm 58. And I still make goals for myself. You know what I mean? Every day, I'm gonna write down 10 goals, and each one of them I'm going to achieve. I think that's a structure that everybody need to have. You have to set goals for yourself, but some people are just living for day to day. You know what I mean? We have to really push ourselves. I'm working the chat and talking, running my mouth too. But
yeah, that's why if you see me moving, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at the chat.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I just want to add, I think that that's an amazing thing. And I will say for me, my mom has always been a huge support. She was the one that was like, you don't have to abide by that family curse, if you will. That's not, you don't have to. And also, I love that you mentioned making goals, because that is something that is so near and dear. I feel like if I'm not growing, if I'm not still creating new goals, then I might as well be gone. Ain't no reason for me to be on this earth if I ain't growing what I'm doing. I love that.
You know what? I'm gonna say this too. We have to learn how to support each other.
Absolutely.
I find that is like the biggest and the hardest thing for women to just ride for their sister. You know what I mean? I just don't understand it. And I guess because I'm wired different, my way of thinking is just different. You know what I mean? Like when I was out there and I was that chick, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be eating if my team ain't eating. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be doing if they want something and I got it, I'm gonna give it to them. You know what I mean? But people don't think like that. How are you gonna be eating and your team ain't eating? You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand the mentality of it. But it's just different. But like you said with your mom, like my mom was my everything. Still is my everything. I could walk like her. Everything. Look, I know I got on her nerves because everything she did, I did. If she ate it, if she didn't like it, I didn't like it. I don't want that. I'm telling you, I know I had to be a pain in the behind because I just tried to mimic everything this woman did.
Yeah.
She didn't like the ketchup, but I wasn't giving that up. Okay. But I'm telling you, it was like I had a role model to look up to, especially like losing my father when I was young, like 5. My mother grind, she worked, she did everything she had. So I looked at her as my role model, and she still is my role model. You know what I'm saying? The avenues that I took was avenues that I wanted to go down. You know what I mean? But it's
Right.
not because I didn't have a good role model in my house.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
like my mom was my everything.
I
But
love
back to the back to the
I think we
topic.
all just want to go out and look and see what's out there, even though it don't matter how many times people will tell you, no, you don't need to go out there and see what that, it's no good. But yet we still want to see for ourselves. That's
that.
what
Yeah,
that is.
we was seeing things that people wasn't seeing. We was doing things people wasn't doing. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, be quiet, Pepsi. Let them read the book. But look, what message would you leave with the queens today, like the sisters and and my child Tasha on here, like what? Yeah, I got Tasha cool peoples, and we met by God's grace. You know what I mean? And wow, I can't even really talk about it because it's a HIPAA thing, but we locked in, Tosh. If you hear me, we definitely locked in, and I'll be here no matter what. But like what inspirations or questions to the women that are listening that you could you can leave them with some type of hope as far as if they do have any things that they're struggling with, like mental health, or just somebody to just even talk to, because I said I linked up with a lot of I don't want to say psychiatrists, but people that they could talk to. And I have like a whole pamphlet full of doctors, counselors, therapists that are willing to that do outpatient, that can work with anybody, you know what I mean, within their area. I have a number that they can call if they want to reach out to somebody and they need somebody to talk to. I can give them that number, you know,
Yeah.
secretly, privately, or whatever. But we definitely need to touch bases on it and help. We be holding everything inside.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I had a question. Like, when what what's the problem? Why is it a problem for us to, want to receive mental health? It's like once you say, oh, you need to, speak to someone, the first thing we gonna say, I ain't crazy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who does
It
that
goes
stand
back.
for?
It goes back into that, that notion, that stigma that we don't associate mental wellness, mental health, with just normalcy. It's not normal for us. That's not something that we were able to even think about because of the society that we live in. We Most of us were raised in survival mode. Right, when you just trying to survive, when you trying to make ends meet, when you trying to be physically safe, like thinking about just the generations, right? You just trying to be physically safe. You
Mhm.
ain't got time to be thinking about why you sad, why you feel a disconnect in your identity and things of that nature. It's
Hmm.
you having a pity party, or you got to suck it up because you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think
It-
that we just have been trained in that mentality for so long that it just takes more of us speaking out and saying that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to seek help. That's one of my big things is I can't stand when people say, oh, when you hear somebody saying, oh, I started therapy, and somebody asks them why. Oh, that drives me crazy because I'm like, what do you mean why? Because
Yeah.
you go to a doctor, you go to a dentist. Why is it a why, for maintenance for your mental health, to want to improve your mental health? Why is that an issue? You
I
know,
think you know why I think it's an issue because people think that they're going to be labeled as crazy or
Crazy. Crazy. They
so
hear the word mental.
or some type like like really mental instead of just it's not all about it's a form of release, you
yeah,
know. So
yeah,
like it might be easier for you to talk to a stranger than talking to somebody that you know because they know how to
Right.
receive it.
And
right,
And
they'll judge you more too. You feel like they'll judge you more, but a stranger won't because they don't know you like that.
right,
yeah,
right.
exactly. But you could have somebody that you probably could talk to, but everybody doesn't have somebody to talk to. So I don't know, but Pepsi, anything else you want to ask Miss K Marie, or K Marie, you could fill us in on your wonderful things that you're doing and share that, so you know, that we could
Mm. Well, we just spoke
You
about
know,
how black women can support one another.
hmm? What you say?
Oh no, no. The question that I had was, I think it was like, how can black women support one another when it comes to the, the this whole mental health?
yes,
General.
that is a
It,
good question.
like we,
No, go ahead.
What you
no,
say?
no, no. I was saying, yeah, that's right. A lot of people, they don't want to support you.
Yeah,
When it comes to that, because I think it's that word again, that one word, mental.
Yeah.
yeah.
People are afraid of that word.
I definitely think that the more we bring these conversations to the forefront, the more that we let our voices be heard, the more that we normalize caring for our mental health, and normalize seeking mental wellness. I like to say mental wellness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that that will help to let other women know that it's okay. There's been so many times in my space, my Sisterhood Sunday, the lives that I host, that I've gotten inboxes because we were talking about depression, we were talking about anxiety, we're talking about identity, we're talking about all the things, right? And normalizing the fact that we can have these conversations, or we could struggle, and that doesn't make us less than. That does not mean anything negative about us. It just means that we're human. So the more that we can bring humanity to the community, the more that we can open up these types of dialogues, I think that that is what it's going to take. Because if I can, spark one conversation to happen outside of the social media platform, then I feel like I've done my part, right? Because that one conversation could spark into another conversation, which sparks to another
Hmm.
conversation, and now we spreading the word that it's okay not to be okay sometimes. It's okay to seek therapy. It's okay to struggle. So I just think the more that we advocate, the more that we let it be known and humanize and normalize it, we that's how the word spreads.
Okay, now look, come on now. Look, don't make me get my plane ticket to a shot town.
Well, I got family from Chi-Town,
All
Alabama
right, now,
Chi.
right now we're gonna be
Yeah.
rolling through now. We're gonna be rolling through because we're gonna get something Lincoln's going on. Hopefully, if
Right.
this little thing that the man got us wrapped up in, hopefully this will cease over. If it's a biblical prophecy, then they get your soul right. That's all I can say. But
Basically.
if not, I might be heading to Chi-Town. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Oh,
in a
please, that's their
position
own war. They got their own war out in Chicago. They got their own war out there.
It's all right. We not a moving crowds. We a little bit
Mm,
old. We not a moving crowd.
yeah.
We not gonna let
Hmm.
nothing us. But we gonna come to Chicago, man.
I'm in Washington State now. Chicago is not
Okay.
my jam.
Oh,
I do not think that that is where I would even want to raise my kids and all the things, like just because the neighborhood that I'm from, right? Like
yeah.
that's a whole nother topic, whole nother beast. That place is its a
Mm.
whole, it's a thing. But
You know,
I'm in
it ain't
Seattle.
from, it's where you at. That's how you do that one. It ain't where
Absolutely,
you from. It's where you at, baby. If you
absolutely.
can make it where you was at anywhere, then you good.
Oh yeah, oh
You-
yeah. Firm believer.
but did you told them about Sister Sundays? Um,
Hmm.
I think that maybe we need to have another discussion because I like the energy, even though it started off rocky, but the enemy is a lie. Um,
Yes.
I think that we need to talk about, I don't know, something positive that
Well, if
can,
you touch one, one person heard you. That's all you need.
yeah,
You know, because
Yeah.
that one person can, be like, listen, you need to watch this. Or,
Yeah.
this young lady, I heard this young lady speak last night and she said this, and, this is what they were talking about. If it can help one person, you're good. If I
Absolutely.
feel that if one person can hear this and, get some help, and know that it's not scary or you're not crazy
yeah.
Yes.
But
because you want to,
be Yeah, even just being a part of a sisterhood, like going to
Yeah,
TikTok and being a part of her sisterhood is a start. They don't have to
yeah.
speak. You could just listen.
Listen,
You know.
yeah.
So I think that is good also. Nobody has to come forward at first.
Mm,
Just listen. You know, that's
yeah.
the key.
Just recognizing that, there are Black women out there, because I know there's a stigma that we can't unite, and there's Black women that are all about that. So there are spaces where you can feel safe to just be, and
Yeah,
just to say what's on your mind. And everybody don't have to agree, but it's all love, it's all respect. Y'all all my sisters,
that's right.
and I mean that to the core. I'm like, that's what I'm all about. I see another Black woman, I see another melanated queen, I'm like, hey sis, that's just what it
Hey,
is.
sis.
And look, something. When I hopped in your live, what was that? 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That energy was so good. If I did not have to get off and get back to work, I would have stayed. I did not even want to leave. Them sisters that was in that chat, I mean, that was in that live on that screen, real,
Yeah.
real. And you know what? You can always spot a genuine, real person. And I wasn't even in there that long, but it was just the respect that they even reciprocated to give me back. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Off of the strength of you just hopping in your live. So that was something that I really appreciated. It was good. The energy was good. So if y'all hear me, y'all need to go and check out K Marie on TikTok, because her platform is amazing. I mean, she has a super large following, and
Yeah,
it's
give
women.
us your TikTok.
Yeah, there's women.
Yeah.
Yeah, say your TikTok, but let me finish
So
saying this. It's women there that are loving on each other, that are supporting each other. I mean, you talk about sisterhood. It's a sisterhood over there, and that's something that I hope to gain with Trench Talk Live. I want women to be able to come on here, don't feel no way about what they are releasing. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And on the 21st, Pepsi's going to interview me about my books that I wrote, because it's a story why I wrote these books. I just didn't start writing for no reason. You know what I mean? And I just want to be able to have some type of uni, a unity with sisters. Do you know how powerful we could be if we would just stick together? You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, but you know what? That goes back to Willie Lynch, but I'm not even going to touch on that. You know what I mean? That's that brainwash power. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? But me, I'm not brainwashing. If I, like I said earlier, if I see somebody that is doing good or looking beautiful, I'm gonna say that. And
Yes.
you know what my pet peeve is? My pet peeve is when I'm walking in the hospital. I'm on my way to walking through the corridor, trying to get to my unit, and another sister see you and they put their head down like they're on the phone.
Mm.
I don't like that. So you know what I do? Good morning, sis. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Have a blessed day. You don't have to put your
Yes.
head down because you don't want to speak to another sister. Raise up your head. Walk high and say,
Exactly.
hello, sis. Or you don't even have to use the word sis. Just say
Yeah.
hello, good morning. I don't like to say good morning. Hello, how you doing today? Have a good day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I always, when I'm, because I always be down in the village, and I'm like, hey, how you? Good
Yeah.
afternoon, and have a great day.
Yes, but I don't
It,
understand
it
why they have to do that. That
costs
thing,
nothing.
it burns me up. Not even just at work, anywhere that I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it my point to say hello. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It shouldn't have to be like we can't speak to each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. You look, when I was bad in New York, like what's she looking at? I don't do that no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though like I still speak, even though back then, I'm gonna still give you your props. Oh, you look nice. I like that. What you got on? Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But we are definitely going to bring this to a close.
Okay.
And I hope
Yeah, like,
anybody needs K Marie's information to her TikTok. You're gonna say it now.
Yes, you can find me on TikTok at Life with Me, K Marie. Sisterhood Sundays, the live that I host for Black women. That is every Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
so it's like with K Marie.
Yes, Life with me, K Marie.
Oh, with me, Kate Marie, because
Yeah,
I
make
wrote it like that too.
the right one because somebody tried to hijack her page. So if you
Yeah.
put it on the screen so everybody can see to make sure that it's the right one. Pepsi, you
Yeah, let me see here.
Uh, Now I'm working two of them.
oh, my bad.
Life with me. Is it with WITH?
Yes.
It's one whole word, right?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Life with me, K Marie. I thought I could type in the chat, but it looks like I'm not logged in and it didn't let me log in because otherwise I would have just typed it in there. So I apologize.
Look, look,
I think
look.
I put it in.
Next time,
That's
Pepsi
perfect.
gonna be in front and center next time, and we're gonna be right next time. But everything was working very well last night, so I don't understand. Maybe it was just a glitch, but we good. I mean, it happens, but we
You
were
made
able
it.
to still go on and talk about it. So that's what's most important for me. But my next guest has an amazing testimony, young lady that I know. I hope that you'll be able to chime in and just listen for a little bit, to her story. She's coming up next Saturday,
Yes.
and whew, God knows.
And next month,
In my
next
calendar.
Look,
month is autism. Next month we have Autism Awareness Month.
oh yeah, we have Autism Awareness Month also.
Because I'm an autism mom.
Yes, she's an autism mom. Oh, you put her
Yeah,
information in the chat? Okay, good.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, good.
Well, I
Hopefully,
will definitely put this on my calendar and try to make it. I do work on Saturdays, some are longer than others, but if I can at least catch the recording, I definitely tune in and tap in because I love what you're doing here, and I appreciate you for having me on.
look,
We're
any
glad to have you anytime.
that's right. You know the red carpet, I roll it out for you anytime. You ain't gotta worry about
And
that.
I'm always on TikTok, so if you happen to see Pepsi up in the comments,
Oh, somebody
Yes.
said I'm an autism auntie.
your autism auntie. Hey, auntie.
You see the person
Yeah.
that in there?
Excuse
Okay.
me. Yeah, I see it.
Look. Okay, well look. Tell her that she needs to tap on to the 25th. That's when we're gonna have our for autism month. April
Autism.
25th
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
6:30. So make
Right
sure
here.
that down April 25th at 6:30 p.m. right here on Trench Talk Live. We're going to be talking to moms that have children with autism. So we have a great lineup. You can always find our lineup in
In the
our bio.
shorts too. Yeah.
Yep, and in our
Those are
show
our shorts.
we're going to be doing that. So we're pretty booked. So just hopefully that this podcast and this episode here will reach out to more people, reach people, and hope that our channel can grow. Because I'm just asking God to put His hands on it, and if it's His will, then that's what will happen. So
It
that's how
will be done.
I'm walking on faith with just one little mustard seed. That's
That's
all.
right.
So
Yes.
it's going to happen. If He has brought me this far, and I'm speaking for His way, there's nothing else that I can ask for. You know.
Hmm.
But
Right.
Kay, it was a pleasure, and
Thank you.
thank
It
you
was
so much.
wonderful meeting you.
You
Yeah.
as well. I'm gonna look out for you on TikTok. You guys make sure, whenever you can pop in the Sisterhood Sundays. I love to have you. I try to highlight and lift up all my sisters that are doing something else, like
Mm-hmm.
it's all love, and I like to spread the love as much as I can with my little community. So I appreciate you ladies so much.
Yes, and I'll be out tomorrow, but I'll be hopping in and out. But
We really enjoyed you.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace,
Thank you
everybody.
so much for coming.
Yes. All right, Pepsi. So I guess the next go around will be better. You know what I mean? So we did good.
No, it's gonna be great. We good.
I know. I'm not
We
worried about
good.
it.
We good.
We have
The
7
first
people.
time I've had it.
I mean,
We good.
too bad it wasn't a little bit more. We can talk about this book from the trenches to the throne. Get it popping. But but we'll save that for the 21st. But yeah. All right.
We want to thank everybody that came out to listen, and we hope that you got something from this show today.
Yes, and if anybody needs any information regarding wanting to seek some type of counseling or just a therapist, I do have that information and I can share it to you privately. So you don't have to worry about that. You could just message me here on the screen and we can go from there. But I see we just had another person join. We are about to be wrapping it up. But this was the first show for Trech Talk Live 125 with Miss K. Marie. We talked about mental health, the stigmas in the melanated community with mental health. And as I said, I do have some outreach information for you or anybody that is interested in seeking just somebody to talk to. And like Pepsi said, it does not, you, you're not going to be labeled as crazy if you need some type of mental health because everybody needs somebody to talk to if you don't have
Absolutely.
to. So we just trying to do big things over here and build a community and build a unity. That's all we're trying to do. You know, God put it on our hearts to do this, and that's what we're gonna do. So, Pepsi, peace, my sister. I will be talking to you in a little bit. And once again, thank you everybody for tuning in to Trech Talk Live 125, our first show. Please spread the word. I am going to be posting our upcoming shows, so this way you will know when we will be coming on. And
Hmm.
if you could share them, we would greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much.
And
Peace.
everybody have a blessed night. Have a
All
blessed night. Be blessed.